Last year, I dropped this video on my channel where I discuss 5 different ways that YouTube changed my life. I dropped that video about 4 months too early because later that year, I would end up getting hired as a video producer covering the markets in New York City. In fact, I'm currently filming in my new building in Brooklyn as we speak. And I think I can safely say the reason for getting this not so new job now is due to my YouTube channel, but more specifically, one video on my channel. Throughout the interview process, which took over a month long, I was definitely being vetted for my professionalism, past experience, knowledge of not just the stock market, but the creator economy as well. And most importantly, I needed to showcase my video editing skills. For an opportunity this big, I couldn't just show them anything. I had to really think, what's the one project on YouTube or not that could prove I was the right person for the job? And I don't think they needed some whole 10-minute video, if I remember correctly. Just a segment, a summary of what I'm capable of doing. And the video I decided on sharing during an interview was this video titled, "Do YouTube Shorts Actually Help Your Channel Grow? 31-Day Test Plus Results." A video I published while I was attempting full-time freelance last year, and actually had the time to drop 31 YouTube Shorts in a row. And I didn't share the entire 10-minute video, by the way. Just the intro, which was a whole 2 minutes and 30 seconds long. You'll see why when I show it to you here in a little. And I also mentioned that the intro was long in the interview, and they totally understood. I also didn't record any new footage of myself for this video at all. It's entirely VO, stock footage, and past footage of myself. I chose to showcase this video's intro because it's a strong example of my editing skills and storytelling approach. Here's what to look out for and consider when you're watching the intro here in a little. The script highlights my knowledge of YouTube and the industry. I incorporated sound design. Everything you hear that isn't my voice or the music is a sound effect that I added myself. A variety of different transitions between clips, upbeat music, and knowing when to stop the music entirely to highlight a point I'm making. Good pacing, engaging visuals, including a lot of my past work, plus a creative use of B-roll, a hint of comedy. I would say it also falls in the edutainment category, where it's meant to be entertaining, but it's also teaching you something in the meantime. Analytics videos like this one don't generally rely on storytelling, but I still found a way to weave a narrative into the intro segment. And lastly, but arguably one of the more important reasons I chose this video that goes beyond editing, it mirrored the style of explainer videos I'd be producing at Morning Brew, aka Know Your Audience. Maybe there's more stuff I could have added to the list that I might have missed, and maybe you'll disagree on some of the stuff I mentioned once you watch it. But the point I'm trying to make with this video is that every piece of work you put out there, whether it's a YouTube video, a passion project, or anything else, could be the thing that opens a door for you down the line. You might not see it in the moment. I definitely didn't, but I'm sure glad that video existed when I needed it. A video I made while grinding as a full-time freelancer, trying to figure things out, ended up playing a key role in landing me the biggest career opportunity of my life. And now, without wasting any more time, here is the 2-minute and 30-second intro of one of my YouTube videos that I played to highlight my editing skills in the middle of an interview. Short-form vertical content is a powerful tool for generating leads, increasing brand awareness, and driving engagement. It's really no surprise that this style of content has become a dominant force in the digital landscape. The ability to reach new audiences across various social media platforms alone has become a game changer for brands and companies worldwide. The very same brands and companies that are investing billions of dollars with this type of mobile-friendly advertising. And it's no secret at this point that YouTube wants a piece of that pie, hence YouTube Shorts. Now, my relationship with YouTube Shorts is interesting because I'd consider myself a hybrid creator here on YouTube. I've published 118 long-form videos and 119 YouTube Shorts on my channel at the time of this recording. With that said though, I've been publishing Shorts very inconsistently due to time constraints, and I used to publish them only once per week. But I was curious from an analytics standpoint, what would happen to my channel if I published a YouTube Short every single day for an entire month? 31 days to be exact. And not to jump the gun, but that's what I did. What I was mostly interested in was to see what that level of consistency actually did for my channel, if it actually would help my channel grow, and if it's something that makes sense to do for my channel and business long term. Also, if it even matters what types of shorts I'm publishing when it comes to the topics. And in my shorts creation process, I'm always reminded of this tweet by Matt Koval that I really liked because I truly think this is how you should implement shorts to your channel, especially with YouTube's new related video feature, ever since they removed links from shorts. So for the entire month of March, I published a combination of channel channel relevant content that can directly link to a long form video about the same topic, some YouTube specific content, including how I record my YouTube shorts, iPhone 15 photo and video content since I just got my new phone, topical content around holidays and announcements or news that took place in March while staying in my niche, and one experimental video that still has to do with photography but has no related equivalent on my channel at all. It's a video about the first photo of a human, and we'll call it the chicken wing for this test. Oh, and lastly, all 31 videos were filmed in 4 separate batch recording sessions, so none of the videos were repurposed content from any of my past long form videos. Now, without wasting any more time, let's dive into the analytics to see exactly what happened.